Hello and welcome to the history of Transformers. Today's episode we're going to be covering Sparkplug Witwicky from the Generation 1 cartoon continuity. And here we go. At some unspecified point in the past, Sparkplug Witwicky worked as a ruby crystal miner in Burma. In 1984, he and his son Spike were working on an offshore oil rig. The day was like any other day, with Sparkplug asking his son to help him flesh out a drill bit. Before they could carry out their task, giant robots descended from the sky and landed on the oil rig. And with no provocation, were almost immediately attacked by Sparkplug's co-workers. Regardless, their intentions became clear when Sparkplug himself was pinned against a wall by a small purple robot, who then threw Spike overboard when he tried to help his father. Freeing himself from the robot's clutches, Sparkplug dived into the water after his son. While the rig workers hid in the ocean, another group of giant robots arrived and fought the group of robots who were stealing from the oil rig. The leader of the evil robots destroyed the rig and set fire to the oil tanks as a diversion while he escaped. The good robots, calling themselves Autobots, saved the oil rig workers from a fate exactly the same as death. Grateful, Sparkplug and Spike happily latched onto the friendly alien robots, offering up their expertise and knowledge about the planet Earth in exchange for joining their team. After the Autobots failed to stop the evil Decepticons at Sherman Dam, Sparkplug, Spike, and Trailbreaker had a tea party in the woods, so they could eavesdrop on the nearby Decepticon base. After finding out that the evil robots intended to attack the ruby crystal mines of Burma, Sparkplug said that he preferred being a spy to his old job at the oil rig, which was just as well, given the fact that he was now unemployed. Later, Sparkplug's prior experience in the Burma mines came in handy when the Autobots needed to plant an explosive device inside the mine. As he left with Bumblebee, Sparkplug declared that their mission was both the fortunes of Cybertron and Earth. Moments later, they were caught in the explosion and buried alive. Fortunately, they were saved. Later, both father and son volunteered for the Autobot attack on the Decepticon space cruiser. After Optimus Prime failed to stop the cruiser, Sparkplug tried to reassure the Autobot leader that he'd done all that anybody could do. Subsequently, the Decepticons were apparently defeated when their ship crashed into the sea, so Sparkplug and Spike were to join the Autobots as they went home to Cybertron, with fuel from the grateful nations of Earth. For some reason, this did not pan out, and neither the Autobots nor Sparkplug and his son went anywhere. As their livelihoods have been destroyed, the Witwickies seemed to move into the Ark, and were almost constantly hanging out with the Autobots. After the Autobots failed to stop the Decepticons at the local solar power station, Sparkplug helped Ratchet repair the stubborn old Ironhide. Later, Sparkplug stopped the trigger-happy Ironhide from blowing up a shuttle full of Decepticon Energon cubes, as he was the only one who bothered to remember the fact that Spike had been captured to pilot the shuttle through the space bridge. Sparkplug was kidnapped by the Decepticons as a test subject for Dr. Arkeville and turned to their side by the Doctor's mind control chips. The Decepticons allowed the Autobots to free Sparkplug so that he could sabotage Teletran 1, which gave them easy means to attack the Autobot headquarters. Spike confronted his father over the apparent betrayal, and Sparkplug appealed to his son to join the Decepticons. When Spike refused, Sparkplug declared that the next time they meet, it would be as enemies. This caused Spike much emotional pain, until the Autobots found a way to use sound waves to counter the chips and bring the true Sparkplug back. In an effort to show his friend Wheeljack that the Autobot wasn't the only inventor in the Ark, Sparkplug once managed to take spare parts and put them together in a functioning robot called Autobot X. Once activated, the mindless robot immediately bashed everything and everyone in sight. After Spike was injured in battle with the Decepticons, they formulated a plan to transfer Spike's mind into Autobot X, while his human body was worked upon by surgeons. Sparkplug regretted this decision as it drove Spike insane. Only the love Sparkplug had for his son preserved Autobot Spike from joining the Decepticons. Sparkplug was pleased when his son went out with Carly, because she was clearly out of Spike's league. Later, Sparkplug left on a mysterious trip that required him to wear a suit. Upon his arrival at the airport, he was greeted by Spike, Carly, and Bumblebee. The suit was never seen again. His canny spy skills were called into use again when he ego-stroked the arrogant Dinobots into helping the Autobots secure their much-needed Cybertonium from the Decepticons. As the Autobots explained their operations, they installed a small urban base in New York City, concealed behind an auto repair garage operated by Sparkplug. In the aftermath of the failed Decepticon plan to use stolen cars as robot drones, Sparkplug bemoaned the fact that it would take weeks for himself, Hoist, Ratchet, and Wheeljack to return the cars to normal functionality. When Megatron unleashed Krishnak onto the Autobots, Sparkplug was the first to realize that the electricity-based creatures scrambled Autobot circuits and would thus be repelled by an insulating compound sprayed on the remaining Autobots. While those few left for Japan to chase after the creature, the hapless Sparkplug was left with the inevitable task of reactivating the other Autobots left behind. Sparkplug appears throughout seasons 1 and 2 of the cartoon, but does not appear in the movie, set 20 years later, nor is he ever seen or mentioned after that. His fate remains unrevealed.